Hello, Taurus. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Jen with Bohemian Path Tarot, and this is your November reading. I've got the Orion's Animal Tarot here, and I've got the Rune Magic Oracle deck. It's just a rune deck. And I've got the Green Witches Oracle deck. So I'll pull one of each of those as well. As always, this is looking good. As always, this is a general reading for a general Taurus audience. So please take what resonates with you and your situation and leave what doesn't for another Taurus. I try to toss out like a billion examples of how the energy might play out, but it often means that there's, 99 cajillion ways it doesn't resonate with you. So just take what resonates and leave the rest for another Taurus. I invite you to check out the videos for all of your major astrological placements. So like your sun sign, your rising sign, and your moon sign. Ooh, nice. Fehu. Because if you check out, those videos as well, you get kind of like the most resonant, helpful picture for what your month could be like. And again, this isn't everything that's going to happen for you. Usually these readings just kind of cover like a pocket or a general vibe for you. Not quite the same as a one-to-one reading, but let's get your Green Witches Oracle. I am so into this deck. Ooh, okay. Tend. Oh, I love that. Wow. Okay. Okay, so starting with your rune card, this one is pretty cool. This Fehu, let's get that in focus. Focus, please. Thank you. So Fehu is the rune of cattle, which speaks of wealth. It usually referred to, or it used to refer to, sort of like your resources, the resources you could count on, like what you have. Cattle was like the resources you could literally look in your fields and see and count, like what you have. So it's sort of like your wealth. This rune is the wealth, not that comes from like winning the lottery or a lucky thing. It's the thing you've worked to have. It's more like the paycheck wealth, or what you've put energy and effort and blood and sweat and tears into. So it's directed effort. There's also a piece with this rune about the beginnings of projects. This is the rune that is at the very beginning of the whole set of runes. It's kind of like the first rune. So this can also speak to new beginnings, a new project for some people, not everybody. It can also speak to the end, like the harvest, because it is cattle. Sometimes when you have a need, you would trade your cattle, or cash in, sell your cattle, something like that. So it could speak to cashing in, cashing out, cashing your paycheck, something like that. Okay, so now tend, which is the Green Witches. Let's get this in focus. Boop. There we go. Okay, tend, which is the Green Witches Oracle card we pulled here, is all about taking care of your garden. It's like the weeding and the pruning and the getting rid of the detritus, the weeds, the weevils, the stuff that doesn't belong in the garden, right? So that can speak to getting rid of what is toxic, what is dead, what is not needed, what is getting in the way from the healthy growing, from the healthy sprouts. And that can speak to not only your garden, but also to you. So, what in your life is toxic and needs pruning? What needs, to be pruned away, gotten rid of? Either in your environment, in your body, yourself, your person. We could be talking about a job, we could be talking about a haircut, a relationship. Take it as it resonates for you. When the 10 card comes up, it's a good time to sit in reflection and really determine what for my own growth, for healthy growth in my life, for healthy growth and progress in my garden, in my person, in myself. What is it? What is the word? Impeding growth? What needs to be trimmed or pruned away, or we don't love pesticides, but what would be the healthy equivalent of that, right? And here in the tarot, in the very first column, we have the Hanged One and the Moon. These are two major arcana cards, and they're very much about slow down, get a new perspective, get a better plan. And so it's very much about dealing with, very much, I'm not even kidding, I can't make this stuff up. This is very much about dealing with damage, especially the Moon card here, dealing with past hurt, past damage, past PTSD, CPTSD, toxicity, even things that might have caused trauma, substance abuse issues. All of that can be hiding in sort of our subconscious, unconscious awareness. Under the moon is an excellent time to take a look at that, slow down, reflect on that. And the Hanged One is also a time when we're kind of in suspended animation, where we're not experiencing progress because we need to get a different perspective. Here, let's get that in focus. I'm not always great at multitasking, showing the card and speaking to it at the same time. So the Hanged One is, when momentum isn't happening because we need to get a different vantage point. We've been trying to make progress and not succeeding, and we just need to look at things from a different way. So the Hanged One suggests taking a time out, sitting in a different chair, getting a different point of view, looking at things from a different spot, and paired with the Moon, which is about what we harbor in our deep, dark, hidden places, right? It's all about getting to that toxic stuff that is maybe hindering our progress, that is keeping us from moving forward in healthy ways. So right away, these major arcana cards are suggesting, are giving us the time and the place and the focus, right, to deal with this toxic stuff that's keeping our garden from growing and blooming. Okay, I don't need to belabor that any longer. You see where I'm going with that, right, Taurus? The thing with the Hanged One is once you get that sort of illumination about what's holding you back, about where you've kind of been, where you've been making the wrong turn at Albuquerque, like Bugs Bunny used to say. I hope some of you are old enough to understand that reference. Where you've been making the wrong turn, once you get that illumination, once you see, like, get that new epiphany, kind of release some of that toxic energy, you can straighten up and fly right. All right, moving on to the next column, which is roughly equivalent to the next week, the second week of November. We have the Six of Pentacles and the Five of Wands. So we're getting a little bit closer to what feels like progress. Now, certainly the Six of Pentacles feels like progress. That can be like a promotion at the workplace for everybody who has like a sort of a 9 to 5 or a career situation. It can be a promotion, advancement, being offered the lead on a team project. And the Six of Pentacles usually comes with like a little bit of swag or a fancy new title or a stipend or something along those lines. There's some kind of recognition and some kind of monetary bonus as well. The tricky bit in this particular column is the Five of Wands. This new position or this new role or this new project may leave you feeling busier than before. It might really tax your calendar, so to speak. Or it might be that the team you're asked to lead is a little bit discombobulated, or they haven't been working well in the past, and it might be tricky to wrangle them together. They might not be wanting a new boss or a new supervisor or a new team lead or whatever it is. They might all have some ego attachment to how things should evolve, so it might be hinky in that way. But there's some sort of friction, either time management wise or ego attachment with the new team, that makes this new promotion or role a little bit challenging. That said, it's still recognition and stipend or commissions or something in that way. And you absolutely have the talent to kind of smooth out these wrinkles, or the money makes the sort of time investment worth it. Now, looking at the third week, we're moving into a better sort of smoother waters, as it were. We have the Justice card paired with the Ace of Cups. Now, for me, the Justice card tends to indicate a contract that can be both lucrative and sort of life-changing, life-altering in a positive way. This could be very good development on the career front, but this could also be something where you make a commitment to yourself, like buying a food truck, or because you are going to go entrepreneurial wise into the food industry. Or it could be you rent an office space for your own accountancy, I don't know, doing taxes or something like that. It could be a situation where you get married, or you get divorced. It could be something where you finally go to court with your ex about alimony or child support. You buy a house. Usually with the Justice card, in my experience, there's some piece about a commitment or dissolving a contract. And there is the call here for you to be sure to read the fine print for you to be sure that you're committing to something you understand that you're committing to, that is fair for you to commit to, that you're getting what you expect to get from this commitment, that you get what is fair, even if it's a commitment that you want to be in. Be sure that it's fair, and that the binding, or however, like, how sometimes you think the idea of going into a cupcake business with your best friend is the best idea in the whole world, and that you wouldn't think you'd need a contract to make sure that you and your best friend are sharing expenses and sharing the labor load fairly. But you'd be surprised how many times, besties or sisters, don't have the same idea of what is fair, right? So you want to make sure that any contract you get into is fair, and especially with someone you love, or any contract you're getting out of, that you're breaking the terms or rewriting the terms or renegotiating the terms in a fair way, right? And because this Justice card is paired with the Ace of Cups, indicating sort of a new chapter in terms of relationships, because cups are the suit of our relationships, this very much could be a new beginning in terms of a friendship or a romantic relationship. So this contract could be a love relationship. It could be a friend relationship. It could be, for some of you, it could be something like signing a lease with a new roommate, and that starts a whole new chapter in your sort of relationship with this person. That could be a lifelong friend. It could be something along those lines. So again, take that as it resonates for you. And finally, we have here in the last column, the Page of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords. In my experience, pages and knights both tend to be sort of messengers. Pages tend to get you excited about a new idea, but it tends to be more in the area of getting you excited to learn more about something. So this could be, the Page of Pentacles could be, you get some news that inspires you to learn more about something. And this could be about taxes, or about going back to school for something to do with your finances, or about your business, or something like that. But the knights tend to be messengers that require you to take action on something. So this could be an invitation to interview for something, or collaborate on something, an invitation to collaborate on some area of expertise you have. Like for those of you who just bought that food truck, maybe there's an invitation to be on a Food Network TV show, or something along those lines, and all of a sudden you're whisked away to do that, or to do a competition, a food competition show, or something fun like that. So there's a million ways that this energy could play out, but it's basically something that you're inspired to learn more, so you can do more, so you can be more effective in your career, and you're invited to do something that would raise your profile. And again, I speak a lot about, for those of us that are still like in a career, but so often, even if you're retired or a student, you can easily extrapolate some of these ideas for a student or a retired person if you just extend it to a hobby, like something that you love doing. Like you're excited to learn about the author for the book club that you participate in, and you're invited to or you could be invited to speak at the Boys and Girls Club on a topic that you used to teach in your profession when you did before you were retired, or something like that. Or if you're a student, it could be the kind of thing where your professor wants you to be invites you to be a TA, or you get an invitation to audition for the musical or write for the student newspaper, or something along those lines. There we have it, Taurus. This is a really interesting reading. It looks to me like the most important thing is, you have some resources at hand, but there's also very strongly this piece at the beginning of the month about releasing toxicity, and taking a serious moment, and really reflecting, because this is huge. Taking a serious moment to reflect on what is toxic and releasing it in order to experience some of the progress moments we see later in the month. So I hope that's helpful, Taurus. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have enjoyed this reading, please feel free to like, share, subscribe, leave a comment in any case. Thank you so much for joining me. Take good care. Until next time, bye for now.